Hello and welcome to Yoga for Endurance Athletes. This is our 6th and last recovery session. I just got off the bike on the trainer and I'm looking forward to doing this quick recovery to keep some mobility and get ready for tomorrow's workout. So I'm going to start with a triangle pose. And in triangle, we're going to start really calmly. We're not going to get any kind of aggressiveness. We're simply going to get into a kind of the warrior foundation pose and start, keep my front leg straight. My back leg is at an angle. And I am just working on opening up my shoulders. I'm going to inhale and exhale and rotate. So the goal is to spread your hands as far apart as possible so that one is pointing down or on the floor and one is pointing up at the ceiling, and that your torso is relatively parallel to the ground. All right, I'm just going to switch sides. 4 or 5 breaths for each. The side feels a little tighter. Little lower back. That's what I get for sitting on the trainer in my little garage studio. I had a short amount of time today, so that's really all I could do, which is fine. All right. And we'll come into a high lunge. It's a crescent lunge, but our hands are on the ground simply because our knee is up off the ground. And if you choose to, that's how you can start. And you can come in to a full crescent lunge, and you're really working on your right side hip flexors. And if you want to have your knee down and be in a low lunge, that is fine. That is what we've done in the last several of these. So I wanted to show you something different, simply to expand horizons. Good, and from here, I'm gonna just do crescent lunge, twist, open up, look at my backhand, touch my bike handlebars, good, and then come back, and come back into another crescent lunge or low lunge. And the goal here is not to put a lot of work into my quad, my front leg, but is to get as much of a back bend to get these hip flexors opening a little bit. So instead of coming down, I'm more trying to move back to open these up. All right, now let's twist. Turning away from the camera, I'm so sorry. All right. Now, let us come to a seated position. And we'll do a couple things to open up our hips. So first of all is a seated butterfly. And the butterfly wings are your knees. So this had another name as a stretch when I was growing up, but I don't remember what it's called. So your soles of your feet are together. The goal is to keep a straight-ish back. and to be up on your sit bones. I'm still kind of rolling back on mine. Let's come out a little farther. There we go. All right, so from here, the goal is simply to come forward. And you can use your hands to pull you a little bit, but be gentle because there's a lot of stringy bits in the inside of your thighs. That's it. Inhale, release, and then slowly exhale to pull your chest in. All right. So now we are going to come into cow pose, or it's a seated cow face. Don't know why it's called that, but again, when you see the Instagram models do this, it'll look a lot different from what I'm doing it. The goal is that your knees are stacked on top of each other, all right? So you are simply, and then both your sit bones are on the ground. So this will be one of those ones where you do a lot of the dynamic breathing and it slowly starts to open a little bit. At least both my sit bones are on the ground. Do not put yourself in a position of pain. Just let natural, because if you're in pain, you're pulling too hard and your body is just going to resist any kind of lengthening or any kind of fascia release. So it won't do you any good either. And then switch legs, come to the other side. And as you can see, this side, my hip doesn't like me as much. And my sit bone is way off the mat. But let's keep trying it. Well, we're getting a little closer. All right, that's good. All right, last stretch is a camel. So come onto your knees, tops of your feet are on the mat, and we are opening up our front body. So again, if you want to use a block, perhaps you don't need one, but we are going to be coming open and then dropping our hands toward our ankles. The goal here is to keep your hips forward so that your hip flexors are the ones that are opening here. Oh my goodness. Good. All right. And then, as we do each week, we end our recovery practice with legs up the wall, or in this case, legs up the bicycle handlebars. Whew. All right. You can spend as long as you want here, letting your legs just relax. Again, thank you so much for joining us. This is the last recovery class. This course, though, is yours, and you can use Any of these recovery positions and poses that you would like, maybe there's some that really struck your fancy. We save some of the more difficult ones like cow. Here, frog is always an effective tool. The low lunge and dragonfly is always an effective tool for opening up and keeping your hips loose. If you have other questions, if you need some help with yoga, if you want to know more about endurance training for cyclists and runners and cross-country skiers, if you want to know more about strength training for endurance athletes, please let me know. Paul W. at simpleendurancecoaching.com, or simply go to the website at simpleendurancecoaching.com and sign up as a contact, sign up for regular blog entries so that you get each blog each week. And thank you. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Let me know if you have any questions or issues. I appreciate your presence. Thank you, and take care of yourself.